Yes, come on! Sunderland have done it. They've got the first away win of the season at Nottingham Forest. And as we speak, Sunderland are currently sat third in the Premier League. Could you believe it? What a weekend, what a Saturday, what a life. So, for the boys, smash that like button, smash it like Alderete and Mukiele smash Chris Wood. That sounds pretty wrong, but you know what I mean, because they pocketed the bastard today. So, smash the like button for the boys. It was such a hard-fought win. It really, really was such a hard-fought win. We had to work our arses off for it, defensively in particular, should I say, and Roofs yet again making some monumental saves, and just defensively were phenomenal. And of course, we managed to nick 3 points away from home, our first away win of the season. And like I keep on saying in every preview, in every review, for a team that try to stay up, that is our goal this season, try and stay up. As long as you don't get into the habit of losing game after game, just pick up the odd point here and there. Don't lose games, at least get a point away from home, or the odd 3 points at home. You should be okay, and we're doing absolutely outstanding at the moment. And we have this resolute Warriors, and I'm going to say this so many times this season if this continues, this Warriors mentality that is absolutely, and I mean this in the nicest and the most purest of way, the most beautiful Warriors mentality. I'm talking shit. Can you tell how excited I am? But yes, getting into it, of course, as you can see here, Roofs in goal, Hume, Mukiele, Alderete, Masuaku got his first start of the season, of course, in place of the suspended Reinildo. We had Xhaka, Siddiqui and Talbi, and Rigg, should I say, is that sort of midfield trio. Talbi on one side, Lafayette on the other, and Isidore up top. I need to catch my breath, man. I'm so excited. What a game, man. But yeah, getting into the game, I feel like the opening 5 minutes or so, and yes, it was only sort of opening 5, we got our foot on the ball, we controlled the play, dictating the tempo and what have you, and then it become quite a cagey affair. You know, they'd have 10 minutes on the ball, we'd have the odd 5 minutes here and there, they'd have 10 minutes. But I even said online, after 15 minutes, you could tell immediately there was sort of 3 dives in the opening 15 minutes. So, and they weren't even just close, they were absolute bollocks. You had that Ndoye on one side who went down twice like a sack of shit when no one were anywhere near him. You had McAtee, who actually thinks a very good player, very technically gifted, bright young player. And a ball was come through the middle. Alderete just sort of shielded the ball, allowed it to run through to Roofs, and you've got McAtee behind Alderete. He's like half a yard behind him, not even touching Alderete. And he's done this almost Billy Elliot, brilliant film by the way, Billy Elliot sort of pirouette and flung himself on the floor, and he's flapping his hands around like a petulant child. The Forest fans are obviously going with it, as they would do, but it was just ridiculous. I'm thinking to myself, I've come to watch Premier League football, not the fucking ballet, do you know what I mean? They were constantly hitting the deck. It was ridiculous, and we got a really good chance as well. It was Isidore, we had to really work hard for it, a bit of a scramble on the edge of the Forest box, and it does fall for Isidore, and he's kind of just lashed a leg out at it. Keeper's wrong-footed, and he's just dragged it just wide of goal. It's a brilliant opportunity, and then they finally got penalised for diving. I honestly think that the ref wouldn't have looked back and given this had there hadn't been a catalogue of attempted dives for simulation up until that point. It's a 50-50 between Hume and the centre midfielder for Forest. They've kind of both gone for it. The Forest lad, he's got the ball first, hoofed it away. Trey Hume's got a bit of a lingering leg, but they've both gone for it. Doesn't even touch the lad. Does not touch the lad. He's gone down yet again like a sack of shit, holding his leg, screaming like he's broke his leg when nothing has happened whatsoever. The ref starts jogging away, looks back, and he probably just thinks to himself, right, I'm not having this. I need to set the tone here. Stop fucking diving, man. So he's give him a booking. We get the free kick. Granit Xhaka on the free kick. It's a beautifully dinked ball over the top. Alderete peels off the back of Chris Wood, heads it into the back of the net. The keeper gets a good hand to it, but it trickles into the back of the net. Don't care how it goes in, but it has done. VAR checked it for offside, not given. So yes, Sunderland are a goal to the good. We have something to hang on to. Now, this is where Forest really started to dominate after this point. We defended resolutely and brilliantly well, but it was very clear and easy to see where the weak point was. And it was Masuaku, and to be fair, Rigg as well. As much as I love Rigg, he has huge potential. He just didn't have a great game for me. He was either anonymous, or when he was getting involved in the play, he was just giving over and turning over possession too easily. And when you have Xhaka, Siddiqui and Dior in the middle, that's something we don't usually have. We have to be defended against really, really well to lose the ball, because we don't generally give the ball away so cheaply. And we saw it quite often when Riggett maybe come deep to get a touch on, just knock it onto someone, and he'd always tap it to a Forest player. Masuaku, for me, I've seen him get quite a lot of shit online. And I can see why, and I understand why, but I felt like every time he did one good thing, he'd do another 3 bad things. So it wasn't like it was all shit, but it was just one of them. And I think West Ham warned us about this as well. Going forward, there was good 2 or 3 times where he put some really, really dangerous crosses into the box, really high quality crosses in the box that ultimately didn't meet any Sunderland players, but they were really good, dangerous crosses. But on the defensive side, he got himself booked. It was a needless foul on the winger. Took him down, and he could have just shown him out, but he didn't. He grabs hold of him and sort of bear hugs him down, so he picks up a booking. And sometimes when a simple option is on, or if there's nothing on at all, just get the ball forward, and he'll try and mess around with it. Then he'll look up and just tap it to a Forest player in a stupidly dangerous position. And that left side and their right just look like that's where they're going to hurt us. So we managed to see it out to half time. They had a few half chances here and there, and then the second half comes out, and I just thought he has to change it here. He has to change it. They came out really bright, got the foot on the ball, decent football. They were largely limited to long-range efforts. Anderson had a couple. One of them went way over the bar, and another one is he's tried to do Roofs. It is near post. It looked like it was going about half a yard wide anyway, but Roofs gets down. He's taking no chances and flicks it around the post. And then there was a handful of chances when the scrambles in the box. Hume was a lucky lad because he's got the ball on the left-hand side of the box, inside the box. He has a good 2 or 3 yards in front of him to just take a step and then smash it out, but he's started to cut inside, right into the danger, runs into the danger, loses the ball. First shot's blocked by Alderete. The second one's a brilliant save from Roofs. Chris Wood had a chance as well. They put it to the back post. He's managed to get away from his man. Free header really, and he just glanced it way wide. So we did have to ride our luck a little bit, and they were creating a lot of chances. But this is where I think Rodgers has absolutely earned his pay packet, because some of the changes and some of the tactical sort of adjustments were absolutely spot on. And they're absolutely spot on. So, of course, you had Lafay on the left-hand side with Masuaku as well as left-back. And what he'd done, he hooked Masuaku. He's put Hume at left-back, brought on Hertrauder, put him at right-back to solidify that left-hand side, pushed Talby onto the left-hand side as well, and brought Traore on the right. So you've got that, because we've seen it last weekend against Villa. Talby can play in that sort of left wing-back role. Obviously, he wasn't left wing-back today, but he was on that side, on that wing. So he can do that dirty work and track back along with Hume. So that kind of, to a degree, it settled that side down a little bit. Of course, they still have really good players who brought them like Omar Hutchinson. They're really driving at us. They had chances, of course they did. But it did quieten down that side to a degree. At least it wasn't as open. We saw Brobby come on as well. But we just had to defend a lot. But that's not to say we didn't have any chances. There was a few half chances here and there with Isidore. He's managed to turn his man. He flicks it back to Hertrauder. He's on the edge of the box. He's screaming for him to shoot. He has loads of space in front of him. Just shoot, man. Just shoot. I'm sweating like fuck here. I'm so excited. I'm screaming for him to shoot, but he kind of panics and he ends up kind of running straight into Talby. He gets the ball, gives it to Lafay, he flicks it onto Traore on the right hand side of the box, and he tried to bend it first time with his left foot to try and get it into that far corner to the top left, but there's not enough power generated on it, and it's a simple save really. But there was another chance as well for Hertrauder towards the back end of the game. It reminded me a little bit of Needham Onua, of course, when he scored that amazing goal against Chelsea all those years back. And he sort of took on the whole team just by walking and jogging briskly through the middle of the pitch, and everything just parted. And that's what he did. And he ended up one-on-one with the keeper, and the keeper makes a brilliant save. One thing I will say about Traore on that right-hand side, I think when the ball is played at almost like a walking pace, he shows some really nice touches. And he's got holding up the ball. His passing was okay to a degree. And there was that one time, for example, he had his back to goal on his side. He had a man behind him. And as the ball's come to him, he's flicked it around his man. He's gone the opposite way. He met the ball around the opposite side. He's got loads of grass to run into. And he is so unbelievably slow. He just got caught up immediately like that. It's like he's running through mud, unfortunately. And you could see after 15 minutes when they're driving and getting at us down that left-hand side, he could not track back for shit. You can see he was trying, but he looked like he'd blown a gasket. He'd been on the pitch 20 minutes. Do you know what I mean? It was quite worrying to see. Maybe he's just someone to bring on for the last 10 minutes of games because he looks shot to bits, man. Not to knock anyone, but then eventually Regis did go to that back five. I think now we can see that we can do that. You know, Ballard come on, which of course shored things up at the back as well. And we managed to see it out after just a barrage of cross after cross after cross, half chances, bodies on the line, Mukiele, Alderete, Xhaka, everyone just winning everything in the air and just limiting them and getting blocks, last second sort of blocks and getting in front of the ball. And my God, we had to work our arse for it, work our arse off for it, should I say. And we've managed to get away with it. 3 points on the board. It was always going to be a difficult game, and I'm looking forward to seeing Ange and his bottom lip quivering in these post-match interviews after I've done this. But yeah, absolutely buzzing. Now, my man of the match, it could go for a few players, really. Roofs made plenty of very, very good saves. You've got Alderete, of course, he got the goal, but equally, he was outstanding. You know, sometimes when he had the ball and everyone else was sort of panicking, he did calm it down, as did Xhaka, who I'm going to speak about in a second. But he would step in as well. No one was really doing that as much today. I think because usually we seem so controlled when the ball and calm and assured, and we don't give away loose passes so often. We felt a little bit panicky at times, which is going to happen, you know, in that stadium, and the crowd were getting right behind him and obviously bitching and moaning about all the dives and the simulation and all that kind of stuff. But he was just calming it down, stepping in. He was assured, he was confident, he was winning everything, winning absolutely everything. And against a play like Chris Wood, who, you know, he's been an outstanding striker and an outstanding asset to Forest over the last couple of seasons. He kept him largely quiet, other than the free header that he managed to peel away. I think it was from Dan Ballard that I mentioned earlier, that he's managed to head it wide somehow from 6 yards. Other than that, he was getting ushered easily by both Mukiele and Alderete. So they were outstanding, but Xhaka as well for me as a proper captain's performance. Like I said, when things were getting a bit cagey, loose balls everywhere, everyone sort of panicking and either hoofing or just hitting it straight at Forest players, he'd get his foot on the ball, even if he's got a couple of Forest players around him or one on his back, he'd calm it down, put his foot on the ball, wouldn't let him anywhere near him, look for the easy pass, wait for someone to be in space, go. No panic. It just shown his experience, and it just bought us some time to get up the pitch, calm down, take a breather, and he did it several times, dictated the play when we did have those passages of possession. But yeah, I'd be lying if I said that Forest weren't starting to dominate, particularly that second half. But, you know, we've got a goal up away from home. It's our first away win of the season. I expected to sit back somewhat. But we did try and get them on the counter-attack. Just didn't see enough, maybe, in that final third. But I really don't care. We've got away with 3 points here. But yeah, that's probably been an absolute mess of a review, because I'm very excited. It's the first time in how many years that we've seen Sunderland sitting third. 6 games in, of course, so I can't get overly excited. Well, I mean, of course I can. Let's get carried away, man. As Davey would have said, rest his soul. But yeah, I'm going to leave it there, guys. If you've enjoyed, hit the like button as hard as humanly possible. Subscribe if you are new to the channel as well. We're trying to get 20,000 by the end of the season. However, lads, keep the faith. Come on!